What's going on? What's going on? It's Lady Dre, and welcome to Healing Sessions. So for today, we will be talking about finding the balance within, right? And so when I say finding the balance within, it's really simple. It's really about, being in that duality, but understanding though that what comes with it, right? The negative, the positive, the highs, the lows, the good and the bad. It's really about finding balance within those things to be able to really, be successful on your journey, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about today, right? And really balancing that feminine and masculine energy, right? And so when I say, utilizing both the feminine and masculine energy, right? So we're talking about, on your feminine side, your nurturing, your caring, your intuitive side, your creative side, right? And then on your masculine, you have your assertiveness, right? Your drive, right? That ambition that comes along with that masculine energy. And we utilize it all. We all utilize it all. We both have, masculine and feminine energy. And so really, the thing is to really find balance within that, be able to utilize that, know when to use that, and understand that it's there, for us to be able to utilize. Right? So, for me, example. I go by the name Lady Dre, right? Now, this is funny because, I don't even want to call it alter ego because it's not alter ego. It's a part of my personality, right? This is Andre, right? Andre is very, very masculine. Okay. Very, Debo-ish. Andre don't play no games. Like Andre, like, listen, not with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's about that life all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? The risk taker, the one that's gonna let it be known like what it is. Let you know that you're not about to disrespect nothing over this way. So that's Andre. Now, Andrea was a part of myself, really is like what I presented to the world, right? So Andrea was like, how I presented myself in corporate America, right? Working that 9 to 5, understanding even just the dynamics of working in corporate America, right? Understanding that there's politics to it all, understanding and even as a Black woman, right? Having to do more, having to prove myself more, having to be able to show up and show out, and still, even in those instances, still not get recognized for your work, your effort, and all that, right? However, so that's how that was Andrea. That's she was one that she worked. She's very practical. She's going to make it happen. She's going to suck it up for the betterment of everybody, right? So that's that. Then there's Drea, right? Drea is a part of myself that really is really truly like not only the innocence of who I am, but really like the soul, the gel that really sees the beauty in it all, right? Sees the beauty in Andre, and that yeah, we all need a little a little roughness, right? And it sees the beauty in Andrea, where it's like we all need to be grounded too, right? We all need to, we all appreciate stability, right? We all appreciate being able to, provide for ourselves. And even though, Andrea was, in masculine energy, I'm sorry, in more so showed up in the feminine energy, really though, Andrea really was out of the three, the one that had to really balance the two, right? Because whereas in situations sometimes in corporate America, like Andre would be ready to pop off, Understand? Like, Andre ready to pop off. Like, stop playing with me. Like, you don't know me out in these streets. You may know me up in these four walls up here in this job, but you don't know me out here in these streets. And don't play with me, right? Whereas Andrea would sometimes be very, Drea would be very passive, and not to say that, you know, she doesn't stand up for herself, but it was more of a like seeing the bigger picture and understanding that, you know, you just can't pop off when you want to, right? But you also can't just be passive when you want to, too. You know what I'm saying? But they all the three of them really, was an integration of who I am, period. So it's no longer just, you know, separate entities of, you know, Andre, Andrea. Really, I really had to integrate all those aspects of myself. Really understand, like, understand the importance of being able to be all aspects of myself, right? Being able to understand that it's okay that sometimes you pop off, right? Not to say that you are coming from a place of you know, malice. Not saying that you're coming from a place where you want to do some harm to someone. Not saying like that, you know what I mean? But even in just instances where, you know, people will try you, right? People will test the water, so to say, right? And so I really had to be able to understand, like, you know, because for a long time, I suppressed Andre. Understand me. I suppressed that side of myself because I definitely believe, like, you know, Andre has definitely, not to say got me in trouble, but again, you know, Andre was the only one that was really, like, standing up for all three of us. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like, Andre was understanding, like, no, like, I'm gonna take care of us, mind, body, spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's Andre and Andrea, right? Mind, body, spirit, right? But really, you know, knowing, like, no, like, I can't suppress him because, or I can't suppress that that masculine energy because, at times, like I said, Andre will pop off. Andre is going to let it be known, like, how she feels, where she coming from, and also too, we'll jump to conclusions. You know, we'll you know, act first and ask questions later. Understand? You know what I'm saying? And so that attitude, you know, and that trait really got me into situations where it was, you know, the situation was not good, you know, in that I end up, like, saying something that I would regret, say something that, you know, because definitely I know my words can cut, right? But they also could heal, you know, but I had to learn that too, again, in that balance, right? But, yeah, so, you know, I had to suppress Andre because it was like I was literally always popping off. You know what I'm saying? Popping off. But it literally, the reason why the times that Andre would surface, it will be because I was feeling like I was either being hurt or mistreated or feeling neglected or feeling abused or feeling unappreciated, right? And so when Andre would come out, it was literally like, you know, fuck everybody. Excuse my language, but fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I realized that I didn't always want to be popping off because some of the situations, like I said, were, you know, I was reacting, acting first and then, you know, asking questions later. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't like that about myself. I didn't like that. And not that I didn't like that about myself, but I didn't like that I was so reactive, you know? So then that was something I had to work on myself and understand, like, yeah, like you can't just react to everything. You know what I'm saying? Also at the same time though, you're going to be in a space too where you can't just tell me anything. You can't just treat me any kind of way. You're just not going to do that. Right. So, yeah, so that was that. And then, so I would suppress Andre. I suppressed it and, you know, because it was like always people had something to say, you know, oh, you got bad attitude. Oh, you're abrasive. oh, you're a bully. Not even a bully, because I didn't really bully people, because I was bullied when I was younger, so I wasn't really a bully, but I definitely was like Debo-ish, and just like say something. But not just to just anybody, random people, but it was just the people that I know, like if you definitely mistreated me, or I've seen you mistreat people, like I definitely was like, oh yeah, it's payback. You know what I'm saying? So I heard all kinds of things. And so, I suppressed Andre for a very long time, because I didn't want those attributes and characteristics to show up in my relationships. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to feel like I had to, debo my partner. I didn't want to feel like I had to, just be ways to my friends, where it was like, you better not say nothing. You better not say nothing. Like, and granted, you let me learn. You know what I'm saying? However, so I suppressed Andre, and that was that. So then I found myself, okay, so now I'm really just working with, Andrea, and yeah, it's fun, but it's not really, I'm not really being my authentic self, because, if I want to pop off, I should be able to pop off and not feel like, I can't do that, right? If I want to express myself, I shouldn't have to feel like I can't express myself, because, a person can't handle how I'm showing up, or how I'm expressing myself, or how, what I say. You're right. And so, we did it for a little bit. But again, I was still feeling the urge for myself, where I was like, I'm not being my authentic self. Like, I probably should have checked this, and I didn't check it. But no, I'm trying to, be a better person. But again, being a better person was not about me suppressing, my shadow side, right? Or my more masculine side. It's not about that, right? And so, I had to really like integrate, because ultimately Andre, again, like I said, was really, the energy behind Andre, really, should I say, was really the driving force, and really getting us through a lot of situations that we've gotten through. You know what I'm saying? Definitely is like the OG. You know what I'm saying? Definitely the like, and not even ride or die, because again, ultimately I had to even learn in that, like, I don't have to die with you to have a good time, to show you my loyalty, to show you that I'm down with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna recognize that when you come in contact with me. You already know, like, listen, we winning. Right? And so, so I had to integrate them. And really, once I integrated them, I, became more myself, became more, just aware of how I was holding myself back, because I didn't want to show up, or I didn't want people to feel a certain type of way about me, or how I, or who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I am multi-layered. I am multifaceted. It's so many different, aspects and things about me that you'll be surprised. And each time you'll learn something different. You know what I'm saying? And, but it took me time to understand that, right? It took me time to understand, like, just who I am, and what I'm capable of, right? But it really was, again, about knowing myself, and learn those aspects of myself, whether it be Andre, whether it be Andrea, whether it be Drea, right? It really allowed me to be able to show up as my best self, right? And with no cut cards, and being able to say, hey, like, this is who I am. Yeah, sometimes, like, yeah, I am very passionate. I'm not going to say sometimes. Most of the time, I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate about how I feel. I'm very passionate about where I come from. I'm very passionate about, just, the things that I learned, the people that I'm around, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's not going to change. However, I also have understood, like, that, listen, we all need a little grace. We all need some love. We all need some compassion. We all need to be able to be in a space where we can be free to be ourselves, to express ourselves how we want to, how we need to, in order for our soul's growth and evolution, right? So, again, but finding the balance is so, it's beneficial, and because you have to understand, like, listen, none of us are perfect. We all have a shadow side. We all have a light side. And, you know, at times we utilize it for different reasons, right? So even side note, right? So I'm scrolling on IG, right? And it was a caption or like a caption of a photo of someone saying how they don't like the fact when people say, you know, they don't like the fact when people say, you know, it could be worse, right? And so they were, you know, of course, in the comments that people were talking about, yeah, like, you know, we shouldn't compare struggles, and, you know, it's not a competition. And so, yeah, it made me feel away, right? Because it was like, I know I've used that term before, right? And it's never to compare, right? It's never to be like, you know, see, like, you know, they have it harder. It's not that, right? Really, where I come from when I say that is of a space of understanding, like, a different perspective, right? A different understanding, right? Because I feel like, and the great thing about healing is that you can observe a situation from afar, and it can still contribute to your growth, right? And your evolution, right? So it may not have impacted you in that aspect of the way that it impacted them. However, you have not only the gift to be able to observe that and it not affect you in that manner, right? But also too, to be able to learn what you need to learn in your situation, right? And how that correlates to your situation and whatever you're going through. So it's never about comparing the struggles, right? It's never about comparing the things that you've gone through, because listen, we're all out here. We've all been hurt, right? We've all gone through things, right? As a whole, right? Nobody's exempt from that. Nobody hasn't been exempt from that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has something going on, you know? And again, your situation could look different across the board. However, it's never about comparing, the struggle. It's about being able to observe the situation, understand that, okay, listen, I can get from that perspective, and still, you know, be in a safe space where, no, my situation may have not affected me in that way, but again, not only do I have my perspective, but there's another perspective, and again, being grateful in that to say, you know what, thank you for the opportunity to be able to learn in this. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you know, again, with balance, right? You know, someone was like, yeah, you know, well, sadness, like, you know, yeah, who wants to compare sadnesses or something to that degree, one of the comments said or whatever. And it was like, again, it's not even about comparing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need both. You need sadness, right? And then you need happiness, right? Like, if you don't know what sad feels like, how do you know what happy feels like, right? Or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you know, how about even being in the space of knowing that you have been in situations that were way worse, right? That were really detrimental to you, that really have affected you, and you got through that. Right? You understood that, you know what, listen, again, I went through this for a reason, but that sadness, that hurt, that whatever it was, it gave you character, right? Strength, right? Vitality, going through that. So if you didn't go through that, then would you have gained those things? You know, if it was all easy and if it all was all nice and wrapped up in a beautiful bow, would you still be able to appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the things that you've gone through, to be able to say, you know what, thank you that it wasn't worse. Thank you that, you know what, that I'm able to learn what I need to learn in this situation and in this environment. But thank you for also being able to give me clarity and perspective to understand that, you know what, people are out here going through things. People out here going through things. But that doesn't mean that they don't need grace. That doesn't mean that they don't need love, right? Compassion, understanding. That doesn't mean that. You understand what I'm saying? So I've come to a place where I understand, like, listen, we don't have to agree, you know, we don't have to agree, but I do believe that for every truth, there is a false. And it just depends on the situation. It depends on the perspective. It depends. But ultimately, you are here to be able to learn what you need to learn for yourself, for your evolution, for your self-love, for your self-care. You need to be able to learn what you need to learn. You understand what I'm saying? And understand, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, we all have things that we need to work on. But it's about finding the balance and being able to understand, like, listen, I have everything that I need. Also, at the same time, I know that I need to also put forth the effort and work to be able to have it manifest, right? So you, again, that duality, that balance, and being able to be practical, but also you can be spiritual and understanding your faith, right? Excuse me. So, yeah, it's so many different things, or so many different examples that you can use where you can where balance is needed, right? Where balance is needed, where understanding is needed, right? And so, hopefully, you know, this is something that kind of could help you, not even kind of, but can help you really understand just the dynamics and just how powerful it is when you do find the balance within, be able to utilize your masculine and feminine energy, not be afraid to utilize that, you know, as for women, like not being afraid to use that masculine energy and being assertive, right? Going after your dreams, going after what you want, you know, stating how you feel and not worrying about how other people feel about it, right? And then men being in your feminine energy, where you are nurturing your relationships, right? You are caring, you are empathetic, you are being able to be in tune with your intuition, being able to understand the spiritual aspect of it, right? Tapping into that creativity, right? So we all can utilize it. We all those things that I've named, we all can be able to utilize those things to be able to help us ultimately grow, evolve, and become our best selves, right? So I thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will be posting some more videos. And just let me know what you guys are interested in. But again, thank you for all your support. Thank you for your likes. And thank you for your subscriptions. And yeah, we're going to check on in. All right, y'all. Be easy.